So you went to the mailbox, and again you acknowledged that there are more bills than money, and you felt worry. And when you felt that worry, that was your guidance pointing out that the thought that you're thinking right now in relationship to the desire that you hold about money is on the not allowing part of the equation. In other words, when you feel good, you're allowing the closing of the gap. When you feel bad, you are resisting the closing of the gap. When you feel good, you are allowing the fullness of who you are. You are allowing the manifestation of all of the things that you want that are in vibrational escrow. When you feel bad, you are allowing the manifestation of all of the things that are in vibrational escrow that you don't want. Oh, did we mention that? Vibrational escrow is full of things wanted and unwanted because it's full of the thoughts that you have been thinking. Source energy, because source energy is in concert with your well-being only. There is only a stream of well-being that flows, you know. You don't walk into a room and look for a dark switch. There's not a switch on the wall that when you flip it, causes an inky, misty darkness to settle in and snuff out the light. You don't open your closet door and worry that the darkness will make your room dark. It doesn't happen that way. You have resistors on your lights, and you have resistors on your love, and you have resistors on your well-being, and you have resistors on your finances. In other words, you can twist your own knob and pinch yourself off from the well-being that is natural to you, but no one else can twist your knob. No one else can diminish your well-being. Oh, they can influence it. They can feel a diminishment of their well-being, and they can practice that in thought, word, and deed so prevalently around you that you begin to mimic them, so that you learn to squelch your well-being in the way that others that you have known well do. But no one but you is responsible for this vibrational relationship. And so we want to say to you, and we say this in all seriousness and with all of the love that we are, and with a little bit of fun just to help you over the hump of it, we are all going to eternally live life in the crack. The crack between where we stand and what we have become. And your crack in your physical format is the distance, if you want to call it that, the time, if you want to call it that, the separation, if you want to call it that, the difference, if you want to call it that, between what you're thinking and feeling right now about a subject and what you really want to happen. You've got to reach the place where you listen to the guidance that is coming forth from within, otherwise you have no guidance. Can you imagine if Magellan, instead of just having 2 points of vibrational relativity, where are they in relationship to where they want to be, got really helpful and decided to include 10 or 20 other people's proximities and destinations in the system? So Jerry and Esther are looking at the screen and they're seeing streets that are nowhere near them. This isn't even our hemisphere, they will say. That sort of guidance is of no value, and yet you use it all the time. You dig up stuff that wasn't written for you, that was deciphered by people not like you and living in different times. You dig up stuff that was written in a time that the language that you know didn't even exist, and you count on translators who had agendas to guide you now. Dear friends, you're out of your minds. You listen to people who are nowhere near you talking about things that you should do when they don't know about your 2 points of vibrational relativity. They haven't walked in your moccasins. They haven't lived your life. They haven't launched your rockets. They don't know your vibrational escrow. They don't have emotional feedback letting them know whether what you're about to do is the next logical step. They can't guide you. And because you haven't practiced guiding you default to their terrible guidance. And then you teach yourself unworthiness. And then you blame them for their flawed guidance. And so our message to you is, don't do that. Actually, our message to you is much more than what not to do. Our message is about what to do. And what to do is anything from where you are that feels a little better than something else. Joseph Campbell told you what to do. He said, follow your bliss. Best words we've ever heard any tongue say. Problem with it, in its truest, most literal sense, is that if you are in depression, you can't get a whiff of bliss. If you are in depression, the closest thing you can get to bliss may very well feel like revenge. And we rarely hear anyone say, follow your revenge. But we'll say it to you. If you're depressed, we'll say, follow your revenge. And if you feel revenge, we'll say, follow your rage. And if you feel rage, we'll say, follow your anger. And if you feel angry, we'll say, follow your frustration. Reach for the breath of fresh air that frustration will bring you. And if you're in frustration, we'll say, follow your hope. And if you're hoping for something, we'll say, follow your belief. And if you're believing, we'll say, follow your knowing. In other words, there is no ending to the clarity and the knowledge that Source holds for you. Source is a guiding light that has already traversed the distance between where you were when you launched the desire and where you want to be. Source is vibrationally already there. That's why we say, when you ask, it is given. It is given, 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 it is given. The question is, where are you in vibrational proximity to what you ask for that has been given? Step 1 says, ask. You're doing it all day, every day. Step 2 says, Source will answer. It is given every single time, no exceptions. Step 3 says, I must be a vibrational match to what I'm asking for. And if I'm discouraged that I don't have enough money, I'm not letting in the money that I've asked for that is given. If I keep bumping up against people who disappoint me, and I keep beating the drum of their disappointing behavior, every time I bump up against their disappointing behavior, I launch a rocket of desire, and Source not only becomes that, but plots a very viable step-by-step course for me to get to where I want to be. But if I keep complaining about the people that are disappointing me, then all law of attraction can bring to me is more disappointment. So what it comes down to, 2 things. You have to care about how you feel, or your guidance will give you no feedback. And you have to trust that the feedback that you're getting is from broader view. And until you're ready to really care about how you feel, until you're ready to say, nothing is more important than that I feel good, you will be separated from your guidance. We want you to stop comparing where you are in relationship to where anybody else is, because that comparison is not valid criteria. Oh, it is helpful to live in a world where there is so much going on because it helps you in the launching of rockets of desires. The evolution of all species is about that. The comparative experience is essential to the expansion of the universe. We want you to be aware of each other, and we want you to let each other inspire each other to more aspirations. It's a wonderful thing to see someone achieve something and then to find yourself wanting something similar to it. We want that comparative experience for you. But once you have launched the rocket, let your undivided attention go toward closing the gap. In other words, let all of your energy go toward the thing that you are here to understand, and that is allowing. Launching happens without conscious awareness. Answering happens without your conscious awareness. Allowing is where the emphasis that you are about is. So, we think you have named this workshop well, The Art of Allowing. The art of allowing me right now to receive as much of the well-being as I can possibly muster by activating a vibration right now which will set loose law of attraction, which will cause a culminating of circumstances and events which will ultimately become a manifestation. The art of allowing myself to get vibrationally up to speed with the source energy that is really me, which allows all functioning of my physical apparatus to operate at a supreme rate. The art of allowing means becoming a vibrational match to the energy stream that is really source, that understands everything that I am, that allows the flexibility of my being and the clarity of my mind, and most important of all, the luxurious sensation of joyously living life in this moment. The art of allowing means that I can train my thoughts into vibrational alignment with Source Energy, who is infinite intelligence, who knows all things, and most of all, knows the value of me. When you get up to speed with Source, who adores you, no exception, and you feel the confidence and clarity and well-being that comes with that knowledge, you'll be back to the way you feel the day you were born. You will have returned to the true nature of your being. And we know it's been Mr. Toad's wild ride since then. We know that you've had some ups and downs as you've been compared to this one and that one. And we know you got some stuff you want to clean up. But we are here to tell you, it's easy to clean that up. It's easy once you make peace with where you are. So, friends, we want to say to you on behalf of your inner beings who adore you, where you are is where you are is where you are is where you are. Isn't that profound? And we would like to add to that, and where you are is just fine as far as we're concerned, because where you are is just where you are on your way to where you really want to be. And when you think about it, if you were going on vacation, you had several cities planned, several destinations, going to go here and 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 here, then you're going to come back home. So you look at that objectively and you say, wait a minute, there, home. I'm already home. Why go? I've already accomplished this vacation. I think I will just check that off my to-do list. And we say, you didn't go on that vacation to get it done, did you? You went on that vacation for the fun along the way, for the insight, for the inspiration, for the stimulation, for the improvement in the way you feel. You went on the vacation for the fun of it, and you were born into this body, into this lifetime for the fun of it, for the joy of it, for the thrill of it. Not for the work of it. For heaven's sakes, the universe expands whether you ever get up to speed with it or not. Do you know that? Do you know that? You launch rockets of desire all day, every day, and Source Energy rushes to them. In other words, you're carving the paths out. This workshop is about you finally letting yourself have the joy of the fulfillment of the work that you have provided through the contrast that you have been living. It's time for you to start enjoying life. It's time for you to start feeling about you and about your life in the way we feel about you and about your life. It's time for you to begin to reap the benefit of what your life experience and its contrast have yielded to you. It's time for you to open the floodgates and let what's piled up right outside your door in vibrational escrow in. And then next month we will meet with you again, and we will have a meeting about demanifestation. Because so many things that you want will begin flowing in such abundance into your experience that you will find yourself wanting to be more and more defining about what you put your attention to. You can get so in the flow of what you want flowing to you that then your life becomes about the gentle defining of the way you'd like it to flow next. A complete understanding that you're worthy. A complete understanding that it's coming. No question about if. No interest in really how or when or where. Just amused awareness that it is coming, and a gentle desire to guide it for the fun of being the deliberate creator that I am. Esther wanted to say to this woman, I get everything I want. I just have to decide which part of it I want to flow into my life now, because you can only eat so many delicious meals in a day. You can only wear so many beautiful rings and wear so many beautiful blouses and be in so many beautiful places. In other words, there is only so much that I have learned to be able to endure in terms of pleasure in a 24-hour period. And so now my work is upon the contouring of it and the thrill of the recognition that Source is on it with me. And it is so intoxicating to mold this clay of life that it is thrilling when I am aware that I have broken something that now I want to replace.